There's something I've found many of us go through when we're excited about something, when we come across something new, when we want to build something, or maybe there's a new project, or maybe we, are starting a new program, or there's just something that we're starting that's new. There's this balancing act a lot of us go through. I've gone through the pendulum swing so many times between these two like opposite sides of a spectrum where maybe when you first start, you have this ignorance on fire. Have you ever heard of that, right? The ignorance on fire, where you're excited, you're fired up, you just can't wait to start, right? But they call it ignorance on fire because you may lack some understanding of what it's actually gonna take, right? It's like your heart's excited, but your mind is fully unaware of what's really gonna be required to carry this thing out, right? The other side of that pendulum is what I've heard coined as the term knowledge on ice, right? And so knowledge on ice happens once you had ignorance on fire, you're just excited, and then you start getting punched in the face and you're like, oh, this is a little more difficult than I thought. And so now you've gained some knowledge on what's required, and you maybe know too much to where you know so much you're afraid to move and you're afraid to act. And now that fire has been dimmed and cooled off a bit, now you look at what you're doing, you're saying, I don't know if this is this is a lot, right? You get in your head about things, a lot more logical about it, right? And what I've learned is that when you try to balance anything, balance doesn't lead to progress, right? When you're trying to balance between, okay, am I gonna be excited about this, or am I gonna learn, understand this more, right? What I've found is whenever you get to a point where you integrate these two, it becomes extremely special what can be done, right? What I mean by integration is when we get to a point where we say, hey, I'm going to allow my fire to be guided by wisdom, right? Or I'm going to allow my knowledge to be sparked by fire, right? Like if you're someone who's in either of those seasons, if you are in a season where you're just ignorance on fire, just excited, I'm going to take over the world, be open to receive some wisdom from people who have gone before you. And then for those that so much, you understand everything about everything, be okay with getting excited about it. Be okay with being around people that are super excited about what's going on, or what they're doing. Maybe they're doing something different than you, but you could tell they're just this like almost like childlike excitement, almost sense of naivety. Like I don't know if they understand how much this is going to take. Those two worlds have to come together for any of us to build anything successfully, to carry out whatever mission that we feel that we have, or whatever thing that we're focused on. We have to bring those two worlds together, right? And so if you're in either of those seasons, maybe you're in the ignorance on fire season right now, or maybe you're in the knowledge on ice season, they're both normal. But the faster we can integrate those two, the more peace you'll have, because you'll finally be in a place where you're integrated, you're aligned, and you're clear about what you're building, what it's going to require, but you're allowing yourself to stay excited about it along the way. And so hope this helps. Like I said, and I've been in both, and I've learned that balancing between one or the other never works. It's always an and, right? Find a way to have some fire and some wisdom, and life can get real exciting real fast. So anyways, again, hope this helps. And yeah, best of luck to everybody watching, and whatever journey you're on. Excited to see how something like this would come together for you as well. All right, take care. Peace.